Financial literacy is not an option, it's a necessity. Hello and welcome to Money Matters, your weekly guide to smart financial living. I'm your host, Faith Katai. In today's world, money moves at a speed of a click. From mobile wallets to online banking, digital transactions make life easier, but they also come with a risk. And so on the program today, we are looking at digital money and you staying safe online. And my guest in the studio is EcoBank Zambia Product Manager, Godfrey Tembo. Sir, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Faith. It's a pleasure being here.
Okay, so let's start simple by defining what is digital money. What exactly do we mean when we say digital money, and how is it different from cash?
Okay, thank you very much, Faith, for that. So in expanding what digital money is, any form of that money that we see electronically. So this money can vary from depending with where somebody is accessing from. For instance, all that money we see in the bank account, that is electronic money, which we can hold physically. All that money we are seeing on the wallets and the like, so that is also electronic money. So that is digital money. All the cards that people are using to swipe, that behind that there's digital money in it. So any electronic form of funds that we cannot touch physically with our hands or seeing, of course, electronically you can see it, but you cannot touch it. So that is the electronic money that we are talking of, the digital money that is which is different from the physical cash which we see and touch.
Okay, so what are some of the common ways people access the digital money?
So there are various forms that one can access digital money. So for instance, from the banking perspective is that when you get to open an account, you need to fund that account. So you can use that physical cash, you make a deposit into your bank account, then you have electronic money. So that is from the banking perspective on one can access the digital cash. However, I can say there are various platforms one can utilize to have the digital money. For instance, from the mobile wallets, when one has a wallet on any of the MNOs, so that is also digital wallet. So the ideal is that one must convert the physical cash, deposit it into an electronic channel, so that now it becomes digital money. Yes.
Before using a digital platform or digital money platform, what should people look out for? Are there any things that people have to ensure that it's safe?
So, Faith, I can tell you that digital money is very much safe. So there are various things that we need to look at. Of course, our economy is much driven by cash, and we cannot run away from the physical cash. But however, we must understand that the world and the economies are changing. So the drive that we're going, where we are going is that we need to be utilizing the digital platforms. So in utilizing digital platforms, so these platforms have been designed that they are safe for you and me and easier to use. For instance, bank accounts that we're talking about, these are designed for us to use, to make transfers, to make payments. This saves us from moving with cash. Remember the risk that comes with moving cash. Imagine you have, for argument's sake, you have 100,000 kwacha. 100,000 kwacha, you put it in your pocket. People are going to see that this person is moving with funds, and that puts somebody at risk. One might be attacked and the likes. But when it's digitally, it's electronic, no one would know that this person is carrying so huge sums of monies. And it has also become easier, with the digital electronic funds, but because you're able to make certain things within the space that you are in, you do not really need to carry that physical cash. So digital platforms or digital electronic money that we're talking about, it's very important, very secure, and the drive that is there, if you look out from the Bank of Zambia perspective, is that we're going cashless. And what does that entail? We need to utilize the digital platforms or electronic funds that we have so that we reduce the risk of carrying cash, moving with a lot of funds in our pockets, in our bags and everything. So the platforms that we're talking about, they are very much secure. And for me, it's better that we adopt this as quickly as possible, that we continue utilizing the electronic funds that we are having in our bank accounts, in our wallets, to make payments, purchase what that we want to do with. So it's very important that we follow that trajectory.
Great. How can people create strong pins or passwords?
Oh yeah, so that one, it's very important that we need to secure the platforms that we have. One is by creating strong passwords. So there are various things that we need to look at. You know, creating a password, of course, we need to be mindful because, again, you don't need to forget the password that you have created. But you need to ensure that you create strongest passwords. There are passwords that, we love using the birthdays, maybe an important event that happened. But I can say that, yes, you can do that, but they are quite, I think, not that strong. But we need to use passwords that are quite strong. If you are able to put a character, for instance, my name is Godfrey. So if I pick a G, I pick a 3, I pick letter Q, I pick T. For somebody to crack that password, it will be very difficult. So it's important that we put out passwords that are quite strong and case sensitive. They can be a small letter, they can be a capital letter, they can be a number, so that it's very difficult for somebody to crack that password. But the moment you put, for instance, my date of birth, I'm sure people know that, okay, on this particular day I was born, and once somebody has access, they'll just, okay, let me try the birthday or the day when he was born, and they might have access to the phone. But what we are saying is that creating strong passwords is very important, but they should not be complicated that we tend to forget even ourselves to remember the password. But it's important that on these digital platforms that we're accessing, we have strong passwords. For instance, when you get a debit card or a credit from the bank, when setting up a PIN, set up a PIN that is you're able to remember, but which is quite strong. When you get your online banking details, set up your password that is quite strong.
Okay. What are the safe habits for keeping it private?
One thing I'll tell you is that saving passwords is not right in the phones. We've seen instances where somebody would say, no, I dropped my phone, then I saved my PIN. Then my phone has been compromised. So that is in itself not right. So saving the PIN, we must be able to remember. We must not save our passwords in our phones. You can lose the phone, you can drop it accidentally, then somebody can have access to it. So don't save your passwords in the phones. Secondly, writing passwords in our notebooks. That is also not right. Because you, like we are saying, somebody will come across with your notebook and they'll have access to that notebook and they'll pick up that password. So the first safest way to keep the password is we must be able to remember it. Writing it somewhere is not safe. So saving it in the phone, writing it on a notebook, or saving it on the computer, it's not right. That is not the best practice. The best practice is that the password is personal. You must know it by heart. So that is the best practice one must use.
So is there a number of, there is a recommended number of the characters on the password?
So that depends with the platform that one is utilizing. So there are various platforms, they'll require for you to enter a 4-digit password. Others, it's 5, 6, 7, up to somewhere 8. So it depends with the platform one is accessing. So you're able to remember that anyway. Yeah, so depending with the platform, they will determine that this is the number of characters that you need to put. And in some instances, you find that certain platforms will even tell you the password that you have put is weak. The password that you have put is, at least it's okay, secure. The others, they'll tell you this is the strongest password that you have put. Others will even decline the very password that you yourself have created. They will tell you to say, you receive a prompt, this password that you have put is quite weak. One can easily access it. So can you try to put something which is quite stronger? So characters depend with each institution and depending with the platform that one is accessing.
Awesome. How can users identify scams like text messages, calls, links asking for OTPs?
Yeah, so one thing that we must bear in mind is that we know what we do on a daily basis. For instance, playing with devices, I know that I have this mobile banking app on my phone. And for me to have access to this mobile banking phone, it requires several steps for me to log in. For instance, some banking platforms is that when you try to log in, you put in your password. It will need to send an OTP for you to authenticate that you are the right person really who is accessing that application. But now here's a scenario. Here with your phone, you have not clicked on any of the applications that you have, which requires for you to authenticate. with a one-time PIN password, then you receive the one-time password. Then just know that there is something wrong, because you have not clicked anywhere for you to start receiving those OTPs. So that normally comes, you find, these guys also, they are quite sophisticated, that their technology is also advancing. So they will try to push something for you so that when you enter that number, then everything gets compromised. I must give you a practical example. Just recently, I received an email which was a spam. In that email, I was being told that somebody is trying to access to claim for funds, because they do believe that I'm normal and somebody wants to claim the funds. And so they try to scare you so that you are prompted to respond to that. So I was being told that you are normal, somebody is trying to claim for your funds in the Philippines and the likes. Then the message went on to say, this person has provided these banking details for them to claim the funds. So we only give you 2 days. They even give me the condition. We only give you 2 days for you to... Now they put a condition. Share your full names, your personal number, every banking detail. Then at the end, they now even went on to say, can you provide the copy of your identity, scan it to us? So in short, they are telling you that give us all the information that you have. Once they have access to my passport, my NRC, I've given them the banking details, definitely then they have succeeded. The next thing that I'll see is that everything is gone. So we need to be very careful with the emails that we see. I know a lot of people get to receive these emails. They'll tell you that you've won something. In order for you to claim this parcel, can you send us something? One, you did not participate in anything that you are claiming. They are claiming that you have won. Then secondly, they are telling you that you have won. They are sending you a parcel. Then they're asking you, send us money. Why? So we must look out for such things. So there are various things that you need to look at when it comes to that. Then there are also SMSs that will normally pop up and you just find something has come through. No, you've done this, click on this link. So we must look out for such things that do come our way. Links is not something that we must be clicking on each and every time. So the moment you do that, your phone is compromised, you are wiped out of your accounts, and they do access. So we must be very careful with the emails that we receive, the SMSs that we are receiving, and anything that is not right, which you have not participated in. We need to question such things.
Great. We now pause for a short break. Don't go away.
Zanis TV brings to your screen Money Matters, a program designed to equip you with knowledge and tools to make informed financial decisions. Make a date with us every Wednesday at 19:30 hours on channel 274 DTH on DSTV, 29 DTT on GoTV, and also on Topstar platforms, channel 6 DTT and 458 DTH. Do not miss out.
Welcome back. In case you have just joined us, you are watching Money Matters, a program designed to equip you with knowledge and tools to make informed financial decisions. Our focus today is digital money and you staying safe online. My guest in the studio is EcoBank Zambia Product Manager, Godfrey Tembo. Mr. Tembo, why must OTPs, PIN and bank credentials never be shared even with people claiming to be from the bank?
So you see, everything that we submit to the banking institutions or any other players in the financial sector, that is confidential information. So remember, that is your money you're entrusting with an institution. Remember, the credentials, those are personal credentials. So when you create, for instance, you get to download your banking app and everything. It's you to access the banking services that an institution is offering to you. So there is no point that you are supposed to share the banking details with me. Yes, we are there to guide you, but it is not our core to have access to your credentials. That is not right. The password, remember we are talking about passwords. That is your password which you have created. I do not have any visibility to any of the password, or neither should a banking personnel or any other financial player out there should have your banking details or your password, your login credentials. So that those credentials are specifically for an individual. They must not be shared with anybody. whether they are, your relationship manager, your relationship officer, your branch manager, whoever it is, those are personal, private credentials which might not be shared with anybody. Remember, it's not just about sharing with the banking officials and the likes. Remember, even the people home, the children, spouses, whosoever it is, we're not supposed to share those credentials. If there is anything that one must do, that they need to entrust somebody with something, that's why there is an issue to say when somebody is doing something, there is the KYC is being collected, there is the issue of the next of kin, such that I feel that something that can happen and somebody needs to be contacted. That's why there's the next of kin on the KYC. But that doesn't mean that the next of kin should have the credentials that I have. So the passwords and everything must be kept privately.
Okay. So what should someone do immediately if they observe that their account is being compromised?
Okay, yeah. So when somebody sees that their account has been compromised, so there are various things that one must do immediately. Immediately, one must do is that they need to contact their financial institution and report that my credentials or my account has been compromised. Then from there, that financial institution will take necessary measures to ensure that the account is not compromised, or it is protected, it is recovered. So that is the first thing that one must do. It's reporting, first of all, to the financial institution. So I think there are various forms that have been put in place to report. Each institution has its own way of handling customer complaints. There are contact centers that are available. One can call. There are relationship managers that they can call. Of course, now there is digital platforms that have been approved by each financial institution, which can be utilized to contact them. There is dedicated WhatsApp lines, Facebook, LinkedIn. So there are various forms that the banks have to be. But the first thing is that you need to pick up a call. If you have a relationship manager, please, my account has been compromised. Can you ensure that this does not, my account is protected? Or I've lost my card. Please, can you ensure that my card is blocked? So the first thing is that they need to call their financial institution to ensure that is done. Yes.
Awesome. So these days we have internet, wireless internet everywhere. How can people or the public protect themselves from using wireless internet or shared internet devices for mobile banking apps, especially to access mobile banking apps?
Okay, yeah. So yes, Wi-Fi in certain places is provided for free. You reach a certain place and you find Wi-Fi is there. It will tell it's free. There are no passwords attached to it. So we must be very careful with what we are connecting to. Remember, what we are saying is that these people are also trying. They are quite, advanced with their technology. So they are trying by all means to say, okay, if we were to provide this thing, how can we get behind this and compromise people's details and the like. So it's very important that when we are reaching in a public area or wherever there is free Wi-Fi, sometimes it can be in a restaurant, it can be a bus station, wherever places, yeah, we must be very sure that we find out first of all is what am I connecting to? Is it safe? Then at the end of the day, what do I want to do on my phone? But we must be very careful with the Wi-Fis and public Wi-Fi that we're accessing in certain places. So we need to be very cautious.
Okay, so what you're saying is that accessing Wi-Fi in public places, actually, it's a risk.
Yeah, it's a risk. It's a risk. Yes, it's not something. It's something that can be utilized, but it's not something that is not so. That is encouraged that much. Yes, there is Wi-Fi that is well protected in areas. There are certain airports that one will reach and there is Wi-Fi. Yes, but what we are saying is that let us not connect to any free Wi-Fi. And now let us be sure to say, okay, really, in this place I am, genuinely the Wi-Fi that is being provided is for us, the guests who are available. But for argument's sake, I'm on a public transport, then I just see there's free Wi-Fi, and I just decide to connect. I must be cautious to say this thing is not secure. But there are places where, for instance, you have gone for a meal with family, then you find Wi-Fi. Of course, you know that it's provided by the organization itself and the details and everything. And even themselves, they will indicate to say we provide this service. But if they do not provide that service and you find that it is coming from them, then it raises some suspicion around it. So what I'm trying to say is that, yes, you can connect, but it's not something, we need to be sure with what we're connecting to. Is the place that I am in, really they provide this service to the members of the public? So it's key that we get to identify such things.
Great. You talked about being cautious of the information that we share online or any links that we log in. What personal information should never be shared online at any time?
Okay, so various things that we do on our digital platforms. So remember is, what am I trying to access? Because there are some instances where you are accessing a genuine platform and they're required to upload certain documentation. They're required maybe to upload your national identity. They're required for you to enter certain things. But you must be very sure that, yes, on this platform, they do require to upload certain things. By the way, before even doing that, you can also do your own due diligence and try to find out. There is this link that has been provided. I've clicked on it, but it's requesting for me to upload certain documentation. Is it true that your organization requires for me to upload these documents? Then they'll be able to confirm, yes, indeed, our platform, yes, requires you to upload these documents. But in an event where you click on something, they request you to upload your banking details, they request you to upload your passport or your any other form of identity, you're not so sure what is it for. For argument's sake, I would put it that maybe you are purchasing a shoe. Then they tell you, no, submit your national identity, submit your banking details, submit your full card details. Then that must worry you, because if you are purchasing a shoe, I'm not so conversant but it must worry you that buying a shoe, why should they require my national identity? And in that, and to put it further, they require the whole document around it. So it must question you that maybe there's something that is wrong. So we must be very careful with the information that we are providing out there. And we really need to do our own due diligence. Before we even click on the link, we must find out to say, really, this institution requires for me to upload these documents.
Okay. Are there risks of downloading mobile banking apps from unofficial links, and how can users confirm that this link is actually the right app that I'm downloading?
Yes, there are risks. Like we have said, people are trying to do certain things which are beyond what the institution is offering. So what I would advise is that each institution, they will guide you to say, this is our official mobile app that we have, and you can download it from ABCD and ABCD. In some instances, yes, some institutions will even send you a notification. They'll even send you to say, look out for these steps. And they'll guide you on the process on how to access that platform. Because before you access that platform, it will need certain verification that must be done. But if you just see an application out there for this financial institution, you just click on it and you get to download it, then you're putting yourself at risk. So like I've said is, before we do anything, let's do some due diligence. Find out from the bank, do you really offer this platform on Play Store, Apple Store? Then they will tell you, this platform, yes, it is there. This platform, yes, it's not there. Then this is the way you can access it. Look out for these features. Look out for that. Look out for that. These are the steps when you download this application. It will take you through ABCD for you to have access to it. So it's not safe to just think of any financial institution and wanting to download. So it's not right. So we should not be able to download things that we don't know about. Let us also seek for further clarification for institutions that are providing the service, so that we do not land ourselves in situations where we've been defrauded. So with mobile apps that are out there, let us always seek for guidance from the financial institutions that we are we are being saved from, and ensure that, yes, indeed, what I'm downloading on my mobile phone is really indeed from the financial institution that is servicing my needs.
Okay. So as we wrap up the program, how can a person manage digital money safely on their phones? We've talked about laptops, we've talked about computers, and we've also talked about these other things. So now actually on their phones, how do they manage?
Okay, first of all, I must tell you that digital money is the way to go. So electronic funds is the way to go. The world is changing, the economies are changing. Yes, we cannot run away full time from the cash, but what we are saying is that let us utilize the digital platforms that we have. Look at where Zambia is going. We are going in a certain direction where we need to operate 24/7 and the likes, but as one moving with cash, no, let us use our digital platforms. So what we are saying is that digital money, the electronic funds, is the way to go. It's easier to carry, it's safe to make for your payments. At any given time, you can have access to it. And all in all is that let us seek for guidance from financial institutions that are providing service to us. Let us ensure that we set out strong passwords. Let us ensure that we do not write passwords in our phones, in our notebooks, sharing passwords with our children, sharing passwords with our spouses. Let us ensure that our cards are safe. They are kept very well. You know, when you put your card in that bag, make sure it's safe. It's in a wallet, make sure it's safe. Should anything arise that your card or your anything has been compromised, ensure that we get to report immediately. Like I said before, there are various platforms that have been put in place to ensure that one contacts their financial institution and ensure that they are secured. So those are things that one must do, and digital money, electronic funds, that's the way to go.
Mr. Tembo, thank you so much for coming through to Money Matters.
Thank you very much, Faith, and hope to be here soon again.
Okay. Viewers, we have heard digital money brings speed and convenience, but it also demands caution. Staying safe online means guarding your PINs and OTPs, avoiding suspicious links, and only trusting official platforms. Financial literacy is not just about managing money, it's also about protecting it. Stay informed, stay alert, and let your digital transactions work for you, not against you. Until next time, keep your money matters secure. That's all we had for you on the program. This has been Faith Katai. Goodbye.